number of people have asked me if it would be possible, if I put a real fish hook on this thing, if I could actually go fishing with it. Well, there's really only one way to know for sure, and since the rains have come, and then snow, and then it all melted, there's now a small pond here in my shop, so we're gonna find out. The fun and relaxing sport of fishing, where it's a bit like yoga, but you get to kill something. Oh, I got a bite! Come on! I got you! You're not getting away from me! Oh, God! Ah! Oh, no! It's gonna be one of those days. Q&A, fan mail, silly hat. Let's do this. First of all, still not taking commissions, but gosh, I'm getting close. Looking forward to hopefully getting some commission time in this summer. We'll see! Things are getting crazy. Anyway, now for the questions. Alex Price, if you had to choose between a cutlass, a messer, or a scimitar to fight an unarmored, psychopathic cannibal who wants to eat you, which would you choose and why? I would probably go with the messer in this particular situation, assuming you're referring to a German Grossmesser. Because it's the longest and the heaviest, and I really want to kill this person in the first hit. And I want to kill him as far away as possible, so I would go with the Grossmesser. Also, because they're fabulous and gorgeous. Andrew Bashirs, hi Cap. As someone who has never modded a blaster, do you think I can mod a Kronos? Yes. The Kronos is one of the easiest blasters I have ever modified. All you really need is a screwdriver. The design of the internals is fabulous and so simple. Yeah, definitely. Cash Linton, can you make a hopper-fed Chaos? Yes. I believe actually the Owen Tank Mark II was exactly that, but it wasn't as reliable as a Nemesis, which is just an upside-down hopper-fed Chaos, but it needed the agitator was the problem. The Chaos didn't have the agitator, and so it was having feed issues. So, but it's doable. Agent Main Gaming, what blaster would be ideal to use to make the sniper rifle from Halo Reach? If you're talking purely cosmetics, honestly, looking at the shell of the basic design of the sniper from Halo Reach, I would actually say the Hyperfire. You'd need to do, obviously, a whole lot of barrel modification. You'd have to fabricate a new barrel and all of that. But the stock is pretty much spot on, as well as the breach area. So that was actually what I would do if I was going to do a cosplay version of that. And it would, be fully automatic, which obviously the sniper rifle really shouldn't be. But other than that, I mean, you can, any blaster, like the Retaliator actually had a fairly good, because the breach on the Halo sniper rifle is fairly generic. It's really the stock and the barrel that makes it look interesting, and you could take a Hyperfire stock off and put it onto a Retaliator or whatever other core you wanted to use if you were going for performance. Void Walker, if you could have a superpower, what would it be? Telekinesis. Jedi Leader 01, what are the advantages and disadvantages of a double-bladed, double-edged sword? Well, if you're referring to like Darth Maul's double-edged lightsaber, or a sword version of that, none. There are no advantages of it. It is completely and utterly ridiculous, and there's a reason nobody ever made one in history. You're as likely to cut yourself as you are your opponent. Yeah, that just no. I mean, it looks great in cinema, but it just really doesn't work. For anyone who's ever used a staff, you'd understand why. Because yeah, you're gonna cut your own leg off. Sepron Indvarn, where in Minnesota did you live? Rush City. And 2, what is your opinion on anime / your favorite? I like anime. It's fun. I have no favorite. Matthew Hannafan, I have been watching the Great War series and have grown to love World War I. I was wondering, what is your favorite gun used or invented during World War I, and have you ever thought of making that gun in Nerf? Well, excellent. I highly recommend The Great War to anybody. It's a YouTube series, follows World War I week by week. So every episode they have a new every week they have a new episode of what happened this week, as well as loads of special episodes and bio episodes about famous people, and it's just a fantastic series. And unfortunately, it's going to be coming to its end soon because the war is almost over. But my favorite weapon that was invented during World War I is actually the Tommy gun. Was invented in 1918, but they didn't get it into production fast enough to actually use it in the war because somebody went and declared peace or some such. And yes, I have thought about making one in Nerf. I've seen Wallcom's Fearless Fire Tommy gun, and it's absolutely gorgeous, and I want to make something similar. Stormtrooper 1138. Which do you think are the better or more loyal soldiers, clones or stormtroopers? Clones, because they were bred for it, literally, bioengineered to be more loyal soldiers. Whereas a lot of the stormtroopers later on, they started actually, conscripting and volunteering, and supposedly, according to one of the video games, they diversified the stock of the clones. So they were still clones, but there were more different clones. And then later on, it was volunteers or probably conscription. And conscript armies are never a good idea because they have no desire to be there. One could argue that the clones were conscripts because they weren't exactly volunteers, but they were also, once again, engineered to want to be there. So, eventually, towards the end of the Clone Wars, started seeing clones going, hang on a minute. But for the most part, I would definitely say the clones were the better soldiers. Carrot001, question 1. You have said in one of your Lego Castle tour videos that you'd like a first-person tour. Would you ever consider buying one of the toilet drain cameras for said tour? Probably not. I will probably just use the GoPro that's supposed to show up today and just put it on a stick and wander it through the castle. I don't think buying a special, pinpoint camera would be worth it to do that video. But if somebody were to send me one, that'd be awesome. 2, when you get back to taking commissions, would you also take jewelry commissions? Absolutely. I like making jewelry. Used to do it a lot. Truth of the matter is I'm not actually trying to hit it because it'd knock the thing over and then I'd have to get out of my chair when there's the heater here and it's nice and warm and it's cold here. So anyway, John Tainter. How many times have you been told someone hit you but you did not feel the impact? Most of the time. Well, except now we're getting heavier and heavier blasters. This is something that it's innate to Nerf. Because it's Nerf, you're often not going to feel the hits. And it's also innate to combat. I've been in medieval recreation battles where, I've hit someone upside the head 3 times, and that they were looking the other way, and it didn't really occur to them that that's what was happening. In the chaos of battle, it happens. And so it's an honor system. If somebody says, hey, I got you, you don't question it. You just go, oh, okay, I'm dead. And since we do multiple infinite res battles anyway, usually, there's no point in arguing it. Just take the hit and move on. Because there are going to be times when you hit somebody and they don't feel it, and you call them on it, and you don't want them to argue back going, no, you didn't, blah, blah, blah. You just take the hit. Because it's a game. And that's why I haven't really been interested in getting into any kind of competitive Nerf, truly competitive. Because I like that it's just a game. It's just fun. I just get tagged, I go back, and I run back in again. Or plod, because I'm old and slow. But yeah, it happens, and if they hit me, I take it. I don't even question it. Unless I absolutely know that they missed. And even then, I'll probably take it, because I could use the break. Travis Shee. What can you tell us about your idea for the Nerf mortar? Nothing. That's how ideas get stolen. You'll eventually see it. I hope. Fun with Phobos. Hey, Captain Xavier, where can I find better springs for a reasonable price? Lightaker or NF Strike. They have springs for pretty much every blaster that's out there that's, even reasonably worth modding anymore. And usually multiple weights for each blaster. They've got a huge variety. And ridiculously cheap. And while you're at it, you might as well pick up 1,000 darts for $23. I need to do that. Hades. Would it be possible to make a Vulcan shoot sledge-fire shells? Yeah, you could make a belt out of sledge-fire shells because and that would actually work because they are their own breach, like the Vulcan is. You would need to put a massive plunger tube in there to be able to actually have it fire with any gusto, at which point you're going to have issues getting it to actually cycle. I can imagine making one that wasn't terribly great range, but getting one that's got the power to actually really be viable is going to be much more difficult because you're going to need a larger plunger tube, which there's plenty of room in the Vulcan. You're going to need a heavier spring, at which point the gear mechanism is going to start running into issues. If you just made it manual, because the Vulcan has a manual pump, then you could get it to work fairly easy. But making it full auto would be a hell of a chore. But anything's possible. We have spaceships, so... Laura Palumbo. Captain, is it possible to make a Busby Predator magazine fed? And if so, how difficult would it be to use the Mediator magazine well? Well, once again, anything is possible. And since the Predator does actually have a bolt, yeah, you could do it. I don't know how easy it's going to be because the bolt isn't designed for interfacing with a magazine. And it might end up being too big. I don't know. But it's definitely possible. And using either a Mediator or a Raider or a Rampage magwell is pretty much the way to go. I mean, that's how you make like a Scorpion magazine fed. You just slap a Raider magwell on the side and you're pretty much done. So it's definitely possible. Frozen Turtle Missile! All in caps, so I assume it's supposed to be yelled. Do you have a favorite brand of root beer? Yes, Sprecher is my favorite. And have you tried craft root beer? Oh yes, my mini fridge here in the shop is currently full of about 20 different craft root beers that were given to me for my birthday. So that's awesome. Nerf Infinian. Do your Nerf wars have a community bin of darts and no one brings their own darts, or does everyone bring their own darts? Both. Most of the events that we host, they're hosted by one of the Nerf clubs, and they usually have a big tote or bin of loaner darts. Generally, those are darts that were abandoned at previous wars. Some people just cannot be bothered to pick up their ammo. They consider it throwaway. They buy it by the thousand. They fire it. They leave early, whatever. And that stuff just gets collected and thrown into a bin. Some people will pick out theirs. Most people don't care because they know the bin will be there next time. A lot of people do bring their own ammo because picking from the community bin, you get what's there. You don't get to pick your ammo type. So you're going to get inconsistent ammo. You're going to get worn ammo. You're going to get potentially broken ammo. So, once again, little of both. With darts getting so amazingly cheap, I know a lot of communities have just been going, we're going to buy 2,000 AccuFakes, and that's just what people are going to use. And yeah, so both. Dave Hale, are you going to ever bring kids back to your workshop and teach them the mod? Yes, as a matter of fact, I did last weekend. I did a birthday mod party for one of the boys who was at the Christmas mod party. It was his birthday on last Sunday, the day before my birthday, and he and a friend came and we modded Demolishers, I believe. Or they did. I did my Hera. Eventually, I will get the footage for that uploaded. There's like 8 hours of footage I have to sift through, so condensing that down to something worth watching is a little bit more difficult. I also still need to get the battle footage from their mother. While we were waiting for paint to dry, we went out and blasted each other. They were actually the first people to actually face Tyr in combat, arguably, which was mostly just me hosing them with Tyr for 5 minutes, which was loads of fun. Tyr will be getting action tomorrow. We're having a war up at Fort Flagler, and that's what I've been waiting for, was to be able to debut it at one of the World War I naval battery bunkers. So hopefully we will get some good footage of Tyr in combat finally. And hopefully it will work and not, crap out at me at the last second, as such things have been known to do. Laura Palumbo again. Captain, do you prefer 60s music or 80s music? Well, as a child of the 80s, I believe I'm obliged to say the 80s. There is some music from the 60s that I absolutely love, and there's some music from the 80s that I'm ashamed to be associated with. But generally, I don't have a favorite genre. I like all music. I have playlists that range from Tchaikovsky to Rob Zombie on the same playlist. So, a little bit of everything. Basically, I like things that are upbeat and things that I can dance to. So,
And finally, Jedi Leader 01 again. Would a curved hilt like Dooku's be more or less effective in real fencing? Oddly enough, modern Olympic fencing blades are more like his than regular swords. They are designed so that your hand is straight. Rather than having your wrist bent to get the blade to point forward, your hand is straight forward, and it's got a weird pistol grip handle, and they're really strange looking, and if you're not used to it, you're going to look at it and go, what on earth is that? But as soon as you actually use one and you realize that you don't have to have your wrist bent the whole time, which is hard on the wrist and all of that, just having your hands straight and being able to just basically punch with the blade is much more effective, and everyone in the Olympic uses them. There's several different styles. There's a French, a Belgian, and a Russian, I think. I favor the French one myself. And yeah, so his lightsaber would be very effective for that. It's not effective for his style because he didn't do a lot of thrusting. The curved blade is good if you're going to thrust with the blade. It's not so good if you're going to actually hack and slash and parry, hacks and slashes with it. For that, you want a straighter guard like sabers have in Olympic fencing, thus, lightsaber and all that. But if he was going to be doing a lot more thrusting and actually using it like a foil or a rapier or an epee, then the curved blade or curved handle would be far more effective. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on this. I hit the stand. I'll take it. All right, I have huge packages, which I cannot wait to open. So let's do this. All right, I have 2 letters, 2 small packages, and 4 large packages. I am stoked. We will, of course, start with the letters. Sorry for the crappy handwriting in advance. You should see mine. Dear Captain, my Captain, my name is Richard, a.k.a. Mintzy, a.k.a. Twisted Id Mint Z Art. Not sure how he wants that pronounced. On YouTube, my channel is linked to you in a Facebook PM. I am a huge fan of you and Walcom S. Stevens videos. How I came across you is I saw Walcom gushing over ire. Yeah, a lot of people got there. I hope I spelled that right. That is one of the correct spellings. EIR or IRE are both considered correct. I'm a 30-year-old man-child who enjoys nerfing a lot. I'm 35-year-old man-child, so yeah, there you are. I was going to do an unboxing video on the Nerf Crossbolt that my one friend gave me as a random gift, and as I walking home with it, it got stolen in broad daylight. Well, that's just annoying. I tried to run after the jerk, but he was too fast. So I'm kind of peeved about that. Yeah, I would be too. Who steals a Nerf gun in broad daylight? Now, would it be possible, as a friendly Nerfer, to help me out and see if you have an extra one to send me, if that's okay? Anyway, I love your content, your mod tips, hell, all of your videos. In general, keep doing what you're doing. Sincerely, Mint Z, the foul-mouthed Nerfer of Canada. Check out my channel. I PM'd you through Facebook. Nerf on. Who steals a Nerf gun in Canada? That's just sad. If I find I don't have one right now, I gave my last one away. If I happen to come across one, if I manage to come across one at Goodwill, we can talk. All right, next letter. Ooh, what do we got here? A dragon. A really nice dragon. I like the ones that have 4 arms and wings as opposed to the ones where the 4 arms are the wings. That's just my personal preference. Dragons opposed to wyverns. Wyverns? Oh, geez. All right, here we go. Dear Captain Xavier, I just wanted to say thanks. You were absolutely amazing. Without a doubt, my favorite Nerfer, NerfTuber. Please keep the content flowing. I stumbled across your channel about mid-2017 and instantly fell under its captivating snare. You have the coolest ideas. Big fan of the modularity that plagues all of your builds. Also a big fan of your friends and comrades. I hope to meet you someday and maybe even have a war. Who knows? I love the mods you do. Your channel and its content has helped me immensely in entering the world of modding and even other things non-mod related, so that's awesome. Like you, I am also a Lego maniac, and when I get my own place, I hope to start making huge Lego dioramas of Hogwarts. That would be cool. And something Lord of the Rings related. Also very cool. And yes, of course, a giant freaking castle. Well, I would hope so. Love it. But back to modding, I've done basic performance mods like AR removal and stuff like the Maverick Penny mod and a few spring upgrades, but currently I've been working on an integration. It's proving to be a formidable foe. Yeah, integrations are a beast. But I think I can manage to make it out with only minor bumps and bruises. It's certainly not perfect, but I love it. It's taking great shape, just plain cool looking, and will look even cooler with a paint job. I'm slightly limited on supplies and blasters, though I'm sure those will come with time. Yeah, they pile up. My family's house used to have a nice big garage, but with all of the siblings, we have decided to make it into a room. So all that was left of the garage was a tiny little sliver of space, about 5 feet by 13 feet. So tiny. And at the time, I wasn't currently that crazy about Nerf. I still loved it, of course. I mean, come on, what boy in his youth doesn't love flinging foam blasters? But more stuff like woodworking and just repairing things and learning how things worked. So I had a decent arsenal of tools and stuff to use, so I was fine and dandy, little space to keep all those tools in. Then, as I got older and collected more stuff and got into Nerf, finally, I don't know how I survived all that long without, it got super duper cramped in there. Since now, it is not only holds all of our tools, but also bins and bins of old clothes Mother has for the siblings when they grow older. So I use too much space in the back, and Mom wanted a flower bed, so yeah, it kind of died. Rip Awesome Shed. Please pause for a moment of silence. Sometime in the future, though, I will be Awesome Shed number 2. So, just trying to get more stuff and do cool stuff with. I've been doing going to thrift stores as often as I can go. Those are slightly skimpy. Like, the best thing I've found out of the last 4 months was a strong arm, if that gives you an idea. Maybe I'm just not going to the right days. I really rely on it, though, since buying in stores is sometimes just insane. I just don't have the money to keep up with all the new blasters coming out. Yeah, me either. But anyway, you're awesome. The shed is awesome. Nerf is awesome. And of course, Legos. I'm hoping to start a channel of my own someday. Not really a top priority, but I'll keep you posted. It would be absolutely awesome if you sent the letter back. Keep doing what you're doing. Can't wait to see what this year holds. Your best. Me too. P.S. I've watched the video on your Hammershot cylinder shotgun absolver for the Bazooka and immediately thought, man, that would be just be a pain to carry all those cylinders. Then I remembered seeing this thing on the internet called a beer bandolier. Don't know how easy it would be to incorporate this into your gear, but just the thought of mine, maybe you should make one. Maybe you could have alternating Hammershot cylinders and cans of root beer for those long HVZ games. PBS, I have a few requests for Monday mod tips. Make absolvers of various sorts. Well, I've covered how absolvers are made. And also show how to maintain, charge, and safely store lipos. That's actually something I need to get better at, too. There are some good videos out there. Out of Darts and Make Test Battle, I think, have the best ones. But I will add those to the list. May your beard grow ever glorious and your mind be ever open. Cordially yours, Robbie Jarrett. It's not done, but this is the integration. Needs sanding and more gap filling, and then I will paint it and send a picture of the final product. It'll be bolt action. Yeah, look at that. That is really pretty. They've used a whole bunch of different blasters in that, and I approve. Yeah, lots of sanding if you're going to use that much epoxy, but it works. That is gorgeous. And this bandolier, I'm going to have to see if I can't find or acquire or make one of those. Because, that would actually be perfect for that loadout. And a couple other loadouts I can think of, actually. Those would probably fit Demolisher rockets. Oh, yeah, I'll be getting that. Thank you for that. Thank you for the letter. I will write. All right, now for the packages. First, we have this little one. A green plate. From Brandon Nephew. A green plate. I can definitely use green plates in my castle. I never have enough of them. So, yeah. Brandon Nephew, thank you for the green plate. If there's an explanation, do feel free to give it to me. All right, next one. We have something from the Amazon fulfillment. Came from Amazon. Ammo! Happy birthday! I've got many ideas and learned much from your channel. Figure I at least owe you a birthday gift. Jeffrey Leggett. Leggett? Headshot ammo! Sweet! Because I'm gonna probably lose a lot of it this weekend. Hopefully I'll get most of it back. I will try to get all of it back, but you never know what's gonna happen. Awesome! Thank you so much. Never have enough ammunition. Alright. I'm gonna go with this big one here. From Brent Ransom. Dear Captain, here's the Mag Strike. I hope that it is still in good condition. Thanks for accepting the trade. Why I asked for a long shot was preferably having a bipod in stock is because some people take them off, and I don't like them or they're broke. You are my favorite Nerf YouTuber. I hope you keep doing this for all our sakes. I should do a step-by-step tutorial on how to do a 3-switch rapid strike. I actually recently did. I filmed the whole thing, but I used my new camcorder, and it turns out it doesn't like doing this top-down stuff. It kept focusing only on my hand, so I have 3 hours of blurry rapid strike rewiring footage that is useless. But I will, before I ship it out, it was for a commission, I'll open it back up and do another video on how I rewired it. Thank you, Nerfon, Brett Ransom. P.S. If the green piece that is in the air pressure rod is not glued on, it is because I found that is the way... Wait. If the green piece that is on the air pressure rod is not glued on, it is because I found it that way, and it's not from shipping. Alright, well, let's see what we got here. Alright, ooh, it's the blue one. Yeah, that just pops loose. Very nice, and yeah, that is in remarkably good condition. Very cool. Oh yeah, blue Mag Strike. I know somebody who will probably be very excited and be willing to do some kind of a trade for this, and that would be John, the master of Mag Strikes and Jank Strikes. And I don't know that I've ever seen him have a blue one. He's probably had one and janked one at least once, but yeah, this is the very nice, very good condition. That coming loose is actually not a problem because it has to come off in order to open it. So, yeah, lovely. I will get your item shipped back to you as soon as I possibly can. Next up, I'm gonna do this one. This one is not strictly fan mail. This was shipped to me for use in K26, but I wanted to show it off so you all know, basically have a teaser of what's to come. Possibly next week. Dear Captain Xavier, I've enjoyed our discussions on social media. Your advice and suggestions have helped me tremendously on many of my builds. I would like to sincerely thank you. I've included the Turbo Advance for use in your K26. Many people online, including myself, are looking for the answer for the spring upgrade on this blaster. I attached that little research I could for your convenience. I will need this blaster back in my possession as soon as possible, for this is my primary loader blaster at all of our club's wars. In case I have never told you, I'm part of the Southeast Nerf Club. Drac is one of the admins. Many of us enjoy your content. Anyway, thank you for your help, your time and help. Hope to talk with you in the future, and may your beard forever be amazing. Alright, so for all of you who have asked, and many people have, and enough people asked that I actually went out and tried to acquire one of these, and for the life of me, I couldn't find one. I didn't have them in any of our local stores, and I couldn't even find them online when I looked. They may have just all been out of stock. So here we have the X-Shot Turbo Advance with the rotating plunger so that you can fire the outer ring and then the inner ring. We'll go over that in the K26 episode. So yeah, I'll be doing this next week. This one and another one will be next week so that I can get this back as soon as possible. So thank you so much for sending me this. I'm sure my fans are appreciative, as am I. Alright, next we have this box from James Burden. He sent me a box. Just what I always wanted. My own box. Oh, a great big bag of Skittles. 2 great big bags of Skittles. Sweet. My Death Star has been dry for a while now. Alright, so it looks like we've got loads of stuff. Yep, a box. Presumably to mail something back. Bubble wrap. Alright. Finally. Oh. Ooh. He sent me Poe Dameron's X-Wing. Well, that is just awesome. That is super cool. What I don't see is a note. Was there a note? Did I miss the note? Surely something this awesome should have a note. Look at it. Bubbles. Well, yeah. That'll be getting built soon. Super cool. All of the wings actually have the little firing bricks. That is awesome. Super, super cool. Thank you so much, James. Was this just to fill the box, I assume? I mean, packing material is always lovely. I'm just wondering if this was a trade that I've forgotten about or something. I don't recall ever talking to anyone about an X-Wing. It's in my colors. I just realized that. Well, that's just stinking cool. Alright, and last but not least, we have this box, which is quite arguably the coolest box I've ever been sent. Look at that. I put my logo on it in tape, in my colors, painted the whole box. That is just cool. Alright, let's see what is in this fabulous, fabulous box. Dear Captain Xavier, captain of literally all Nerf, I think that's a bit of a stretch. I have yet another box of goodies for you, including more blasters for Kanateki K26 and a few springs. The first two, the largest ones, the strong one is my boss, gets a kick out of my hobby and loves to see what that I've been working on every week. He told me he had several springs down in his workshop and I could take any of them for my projects. I thought of all the Nerfers, you'd be able to find a blasters to stick these in, probably something from a rival series. The two next smaller springs are bits of Hitman number 62, the smaller for sharp fire, and the longer for my Magnus. I discovered after upgrading my sharp fire with the spring, the left over spring has the perfect amount for my Magnus. Cool. With some modifications to the spring post in the blaster. I'm not sure if it really made it shoot farther, but it sure is a whole lot tougher to prime now. The smallest spring is for doubling up the spring in the bright orange and red knockoff of the Cade Bane blaster, if you can find anything else to upgrade it with. There are 5 precision darts in the box, 3 black and blue sticky darts that go with the black 6-shot target thing. I want to see if the Guardians of the Galaxy blaster can be upgraded to be a hilarious one-shot shotgun, launching all 4 darts at once. I'm not asking for that one back. That, if you don't want it, I won't say no. Lastly, the case contains my first serious mod I started about a year ago, a prototype suppressed blaster that is the only thing I want back, but make sure Walcom gets to play with it too. He can feature it in a video if he wants. In the case, includes the blaster, modded snapfire, the priming rod, the suppressor, the black line indicates the top for best performance, rotate 360 if it is at the top, or experiment for best performance, and 2 elite darts. I forgot my last note to let you know how much I enjoy and appreciate your videos. The Monday mod tips are very helpful and explanatory. When I sent out the last package, I told my older sister, who is going to college in Texas, she is so excited and told me to let her know when the video went up. I called her the Sunday after and we watched it together over the phone and enjoyed it so much. You can bet that we will be watching when you get this. Finally, a piece of paper I can fit everything on. Jimmy. Whoa. P.S. Let me know if there's anything you want me to look for at Goodwill for you. I recently found an Ultimator with the original beat-up rocket for the pricely sum of $4.19. Oh, you lucky dog. I have an Ultimator rocket. I have no Ultimator. I just about wet myself, and there are a couple of Legend Fire cylinders for Walcom too. I know I need to send him a package of goodies too. It's on my list. Oh, I almost forgot, the Cade Bane rip-off blaster, the trigger doesn't work right now. I tried to make it push the catch further with epoxy putty. Well, alright, let's see what we've got in here. Oh! It's the Rocket Raccoon blaster. That does not feel like it has anywhere near enough power to fire 4 rounds at once, but we'll have to pop it open and see what's in there. Ah, yes, one of these. I think I don't know if I have one of these anymore. Ugh, that thing is just tragic. And rattly. More Skittles! 3 huge bags of Skittles now. I have Skittles for days. The darts for all the various blasters. Cool. Oh, wow. Oh, good lord. Oh, that's just tragic. But it'll be fun. Oh, more pieces of it. Legend Fire cylinders. I might keep these for myself. Oh, and the springs. Ooh. Those are mean looking. I mean, quite honestly, they look like K26, but with really nice flattened edges. The ends are actually have been ground flat. Oh, springs everywhere. Springs everywhere. Very cool. Yeah. These will definitely be come in handy because they're, especially the ones that are the smaller size that are really heavy. That's one thing that I come up across a lot, is I'll find something that's got a really small diameter spring, and I don't have any good heavy small diameter springs, and these ones are beefy, so thank you for that. Alright. Last but not least, we get to see what's in the case. Okay. I see. Here lies the... Oh, snap! Use it wisely. I see. Yeah. I see. It's even got dart holders in the foam, the blaster in the foam. Oh, there's the... Oh, I see. Okay. So you can load it... This is so you can load it while it's got the barrel on, I assume. Maybe? Or is this for priming? I'm not sure. I like that. You could certainly use a paint job, but I love the case. That is really nicely done. Use it wisely, or not. I will bring this to Fort Flagler with me so that Walcom and I can do a video about it, because I really like the case. Like I said, it could definitely use some cosmetics, but function first. That is really cool looking. Alright, that I believe is everything. I've run out of packages. So much cool stuff, as always. Thank you all for the birthday wishes. That was really meant a lot to me, and for all the presents, and just for watching my channel. I'm really looking forward to this year. I've got so many cool things coming down the pipe. Fort Flagler should be awesome. Finally get the minigun. Hopefully I will finally film the intro that I've always wanted for my channel, because I wanted to do one similar to my old one where I shoot the camera, but I wanted it at a better location than my yard. And I'm hoping I will actually get that filmed at Fort Flagler, and also just lots of videos should be filmed there. I'll be going up early so that I can film and hopefully get stuff done before it gets dark. So, alright, well thanks again, thank you for everything, and thank you for watching.